I guess the civil rights movement wasn't quite enough. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about this Dallas-based social justice group that is asking specifically white parents to not send their white kids to good schools, meaning Ivy League or any of the top 50 schools in the nation. Now, there are specific reasons why they're saying this. There's a whole big thing here. But before we get into the letter, which we're going to read together, I just want to say that this kind of thing is very predictable. Very predictable. You see, when you try to pander and cater to the left as a leftist, eventually the left will attack you. You're not left enough. You're not going far enough. You're not doing quite enough to help the downtrodden, the people of color, or whoever. So we're going to attack you for not doing what we say. It becomes this kind of never ending cycle. And what does it always end? In failure, in chaos, in doom. But before I go down that rabbit hole, let's read a letter together so we can see exactly what kind of letter some of these white, apparently liberals, were sent out there in some of the nice areas of Dallas, Texas. And you see it on the screen before you. And in case you want to read this entire thing for yourself without my commentary, a link will be in the description box below. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you see the group right here on the top left. It says Dallas Justice Now. So that's the name of the group. College Pledge. Dear Miss Bianca, we are writing you because we understand you are white and live within the Highland Park Independent School District and thus benefit from enormous privileges taken at the expense of communities of color. Now, my question would be, how do you know this person is white? Is there data that tells you what race someone is? Are you going by their houses to see what kind of color they are? Like, what's going on with that? I don't know. But this is a real letter. I'm not playing any games again. I'll link to it in the box. We'll continue. You live in the whitest and wealthiest neighborhood in Dallas. Whether you know it or not, you earned or inherited your money through oppressing people of color. However, it is also understanding that you are a Democrat and a supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement, which makes you one of our white allies and puts you in the position to help correct these cruel injustices. We need you to step up and back up your words with action and truly sacrifice to make our segregated city more just. Now, I read a little bit about these people in a local news out there in Dallas, and they were saying, well, civil rights wasn't enough, and just talking about Black Lives Matter on Twitter or Facebook or whatever is not enough. You got to go way above and beyond. After all, during civil rights, white folks died for black folks. So the least you could do is this simple little college pledge, simply do a little bit more than just talking about BLM on social media. Again, when you're not going far enough, they take you all the way to the end. And the end, for real, they're talking about not having your life anymore. But when we keep on moving, we are asking you to pledge that your children will not apply or attend any Ivy League school or U.S. News and World Report Top 50 school. If you do not have children under the age of 18, then we ask you to pledge to hold your white privileged friends, family, and neighbors with children to this standard. So look, if it doesn't apply to you, you don't have any kids that age or whatever, okay, that's fine, but check it out. You got to hold everybody accountable. You got to be an accountability partner in your neighborhood, in your area, or whatever. You got to tell other whites to be a good white just like you are a good white, right? You're a Democrat. Black Lives Matter. Hands up, don't shoot. Do this solid for us. That's pretty much what's being said here. We'll keep on going. These schools have afforded white families privilege for generations. Having your children attend these schools takes away spaces from students of color who really need the job opportunities, education, and influence that these schools provide. Now, let's pause right there. There's so much to unpack in that little sentence. When you're talking about students of color, who are you talking about specifically? Are you talking about non-whites? Because that would include Asians, correct? And there's plenty of Asians in Ivy League schools. As a matter of fact, a lot of Asian students are suing these Ivy Leagues because they are being targeted for removal because there's too many of them in there. The Ivy League schools want more Black and Hispanic So it's not just all white and Asian. So when you say whites specifically, why not target the Asians? So you're a little bit behind on your threatening letter here. You're a lot behind, actually. And there's also black colleges, what they call them HBCUs, historically black colleges, universities. So why can't you go there? It kind of reminds me of Nicole Hannah-Jones not getting tenure at UNC and instead went to, what was that, Hampton or Howard, one of those black colleges, and doing the same job she had at the white college or the predominantly white college. But it's like, why not go to the black college to begin with if these so-called white colleges are so racist and oppressive and they don't want you there? Why are you begging to get there? And when you get there, you become unhappy. What's really going on? But I digress. We know that this sounds like a tough commitment to make, but it is truly disheartening to see wealthy white folks sending charitable donations, posting hashtag Black Lives Matter on social media, or putting up yard signs as if to say that minimal effort is all they are prepared to do in the fight for racial justice. The quest for justice requires commitment from our white allies, and we thank you in advance for your anticipated cooperation in making such a commitment. Thank you for helping make our city more just. And there's a website to go to sign the pledge. Now, they're being 100% serious with this. And as a matter of fact, here's a look at what the pledge looks like, just so you can see how serious they are. Now, I don't know who that lady is right there. This happens to be on there, but this is on a particular website. I think it's on the Post Millennial. I'll post a link to this in the box. But I'm gonna read this because it's pretty incredible. The top says, "Have you been asked to take the pledge? Don't be a racist hypocrite. Sign the pledge today." So basically, if you don't sign it, then you're just a racist, you're a homophobe, xenophobe, transphobe, or whatever. That's kind of what they're trying to say. Okay. And then it says the little group, name of the group, Dallas Justice Now. And under that, it says, please note, here's where it gets really weird. Please note, Dallas Justice Now will be publicly announcing the names of those who have and have not signed the pledge. So if you got a letter addressed to you by your name in a neighborhood and you don't sign the pledge and you don't do what's quote unquote right, then you're going to be kind of doxxed, put on a shaming list. So people that might feel like Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot, all that is a good thing, and they want to go above and beyond and have their kids not go to these schools to save quote unquote spaces for Asians, but for Blacks and Hispanics, if they do that and you don't, and you're in the same social group, then that might be a bad look on you. So they're going to dox you. They threaten you. This is kind of called coercion right here. And is it even legal? I'm not really sure. Right. So they want you to put your name, first and last, email, and you see right here at the bottom, it says, will you take the college pledge? And there's only two options. First, I am a racist hypocrite. Second, I agree. So it's not a matter of, well, I don't agree with this. I think that there's some flaws in it and I'm not going to sign it. It's I'm a racist hypocrite or I agree. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. And I can't say that I'm in any kind of way surprised at the language that was in that letter. This is CRT. This is a lot of the social justice movements, Black Lives Matter, Antifa. This is like the end games of this. And really, you know what? I take that back. I'm not quite sure we're at the end yet. We're at some point in the process. We could be at the very beginning. We could be just scratching the surface. Who knows? But this is how these kind of things progress. It'll be funny to see how a lot of the white liberals respond. Are they going to not send their kids to Ivy League schools? And you know what? As I close, I want to say this. I think that a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff, fighting for Ivy League schools, they're kind of behind a little bit because K through 12 education, you're talking about putting CRT in there and brainwashing the kids. All you're really going to do is brainwash a lot of the poor kids because people that have money, those you're trying to reach, the people that have money, people that are in control to a certain extent, they're not going to send their kids to public school. They'll go to private or they do homeschool. If the private school's messed up, okay, let's go to homeschool and get it right. But we'll go to a Christian private school, homeschool, tutoring, won't even go to college, start our own college and get away from you guys. It's just like, you have the city, right? And that's where a lot of these big cities start, the inner city, and it kind of grows outward. And then a lot of minorities, recent immigrants, some of the poor whites, they can just stay clustered in the inner city. And those that have money, they leave. It's like, you want the inner city, you want to be close to your job. Okay, you can have it. Take that. We'll go out here and start a community over there. And before you know it, it'll be a whole brand new city that's better than where they just were, that they gave you. And then people that live right there in the inner city, when they come out to the suburbs, it's like, nah, you had what you wanted. They can't come out here. And when they come out there, they just go further and further away. It just becomes this weird type thing. I think it'll be the same thing with this going on here. Ivy Leagues are getting kind of crazy. You got cokeheads and everything else. Well, not cokeheads, pardon me. Heroin users, casual heroin users teaching the classes. When that's going on, it's like, okay, we're not going to send little Grayson here. We're going to go over there, start our own school. So you guys, if you want to get high, all that kind of stuff at the Ivy League, you can have it. Take that. We'll be over here with the same people that actually made the Ivy League good and start another school, and we'll make that great. And then this will be where all the talent and the leaders and people that run their country come from, rather than where you're trying to demand us to get into. And when they do get into it, people that are saying, oh, we can't get seats. If you can't get a seat, you're probably not academically prepared. You're going to go there and struggle, get loaded with student loan debt up to your eyeballs, $100,000, $200,000. I've seen payments of $500,000. I've seen people that had $500,000 or $1 million in student loans. I saw one girl, as I close, I'm getting long-winded. I saw one girl who had like close to $100,000 in student loan debt with no degree. If you want to do that, then go ahead and go for it. Meanwhile, people that actually know what they're doing are going to continue to move forward in a truly progressive way, not in this weird, woke, ridiculous, nonsensical way. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about that letter from Dallas Justice Now, threatening people to sign this petition or this letter, whatever, this commitment letter? And if they don't sign it, they're going to dox them. Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I stand. I think it's pathetic, quite frankly, that you have to threaten people to not have their kids go to a school because you want to go there or because your kids want to go there. How about this? How about just performing well in school? How about teaching your kids properly? How about if you are fit for a school, you'll go there? How about rather than just focusing on the name brand of the school, focus on where we're going as a country, focus on skills, focus on things that make a difference in society. How can you add to society rather than just trying to leech from it? That makes sense to me. I don't know about y'all, but whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.